Good morning. Let's study Dao De Jing Chapter 3, I believe. Let me just take a quick look. Nope, actually Chapter 4. So let's study Dao De Jing Chapter 4 together. I'm gonna read you the Chinese version of Dao De Jing Chapter 4. Hi Kim, how are you? Good morning. Okay, I'm gonna read the Dao De Jing Chapter 4 in Chinese, and then I'm gonna read you the English translation. Today for the English translation, I picked Thomas Clary's translation from his book, The Essential Tao. Good to see you. Okay, Dao De Jing, Chapter 4, 第4章。道冲而用之，或不盈。渊兮似万物之宗。错其锐，解其分，和其光，同其尘。湛兮似若存。吾不知谁之子，象帝之先。So it's not a long chapter. Okay, Thomas Clary's translation. The way is unimpeded harmony. Its potential may never be fully explored. It's as deep as the source of all things. It blunts the edges, resolves the complications, harmonizes the light, assimilates to the world. Profoundly still, it seems to be there. Profoundly still, it seems to be there. I don't know whose child it is, before the creation of images. This is a chapter I really like. I mean, I like all the chapters in Dao De Jing, but whenever I read this chapter, I don't know if you had that experience when you read a passage or some writing, even though you don't feel like you can fully grasp what the meaning of it is. However, somehow you feel that there's some the profound truth in it, that I think it's just brings out that feeling of that truth, the deeper truth in you. Whenever I read this chapter, that brings me that kind of feeling. Oh, Kim said it's hidden but always there for everyone. That's so true. That's so true. Like Buddhism said, us, our true nature includes, have everything. So we're never lacking. Sometimes we like Kim said, maybe it's hidden. It's not on the surface for us to feel. However, whatever you feel, whatever that's in the moment, in your moment, it's all you. You're the creator of it. Okay, back to chapter 4. Thank you, Kim. That was very nice. Okay, Thomas Clary, the first sentence that he has is, the way is unimpeded harmony. Its potential may never be fully explored. We know the way is a Dao. Dao in Chinese is the way, like we've talked about in the first chapter of Dao De Jing. The Chinese writing is 道冲而用之，或不盈. So Dao, as in the Dao. 道冲 has two meanings. Here, Thomas Cleary used one of its meaning is harmony. Some people interpret chung as empty. So, well, think about it. In a way, maybe these two translations are not that far from each other. So Dao is harmony, and it's empty. 充而用之. 用, the Chinese word 用 means use. It can be a verb, it means you use something, or it can be a noun, it means the use of something, which I really like. So it basically is saying Dao is just what, like when we use something, or when the Dao is using something, that means it's not put aside. It's when it's being used, it's in action. It has this moving, being used. It's part of the action, that kind of feeling to me. So 道冲而用之，或不盈. So the last word in this sentence, 盈, means full. So let's think about if I ask you to imagine something that's never full. You can keep feeling it with whatever you want. However, it's never full. What would come up in your mind? Maybe something big. I can think of like the ocean. The ocean seems like it's never full. It's so big, so all the water that goes in from all the... Yes, that's very good, Kim. Yeah, and however, there's also another way that something is never full. For example, like, yes, ocean is big. Certainly Dao is big, that's true. However, even a little stream, like a little brook. Imagine whatever brook that's near you in your neighborhood or in your town, think about it. It has existed there for many years, right? And think about how much water has gone into even a little brook. Is it full? Why isn't it's not full? Because water comes, water goes. It's, in a way, another way Kim was saying is something that's bottomless. If something doesn't have a bottom, you keep feeling it. It's never full, right? So yeah, like a river. River doesn't hold on to the water that it gets and doesn't think like, oh, this is my water. So when it's gone, I am really sad that I don't have it anymore, right? That's why it's constantly being used. Constantly, it's in motion, comes and go, and that's how nature works. Think about anything nature. When in the spring, we got plants, we get trees, flowers, birds, all come, right? And nature holds space for it all. And then in the fall, leaves falling, trees probably, everything seems to be kind of going, you can say they're temporarily gone, right? And nature is okay with that. We often hear, everybody probably can hear, we often hear people saying, let go, let go. So it's becoming kind of like a mantra, let go, let go. Why do we hear let go? I feel like we need to hear let go. That's exactly because that we're not letting go. That's why we need to say, okay, we need to let go. However, that's how letting go, let's say that's how nature works. That's actually also us. That's how, for each of us, that's how we work. Imagine let's say, can you hold on a moment? When I say, whatever was I say, I'm saying, hi, hi, how are you, right? When I finish this, that sentence, the moment when I said hi is already gone. Will you be able to, no matter how much you like a moment in your life, would you be even able to hold on to it for a millisecond, for a thousandth of a millisecond? No, no, that's how actually that's our true self works. So there's no need to say let go in nature, because that's how it does anyway. Even if we can hold, for example, let's say if you have the power to hold on to a moment and let it stay there, think about it, what would happen? Even if it's the happiest moment in your life, probably if you kind of, for example, if you are frozen in that moment, it's kind of like the Groundhog Day, and pretty quickly, I think you'll probably become a nightmare for anybody, right? And also, sometimes part of the reason that what makes a good moment precious, it's partly because we know that it's not going to last forever. So that, in a way, makes that good moment even better, more precious. So when I think of that, what I thought, I think the Japanese people are really the ones who really understand this idea. You might have heard of the cherry blossom festival in Japan. It's been a tradition in Japan for over 1,000 years. And every spring, when the cherry trees bloom, and cherry trees, when they blooms all together, it's such a hard feeling. It's like, I feel like your whole, it's shaking you kind of a beauty. However, it only lasts for back in. However, it only lasts for about a week or two. So when the cherry trees bloom, so Japanese people, they'll flock to the parks, and they may even, escape work, and they will have picnic in the park and get together with friends to enjoy it, and they can maybe stay late into the night, and they really are trying to suck in this moment, especially partly because they know that's not going to last forever. And this cherry blossom is becoming a symbol in the Japanese culture. It's in a lot of their arts and their writings, as a symbol of impermanence, of beauty. So if you have seen a picture or artwork or some writing in Japan talking about this, you can just you can feel that it's this joy of enjoying this perfect beauty, and also just with a gentle hint of a sadness, because we realize that the beauty is fleeting. However, these two seemingly contrasting feelings can also be perfectly harmonizing together. And like in, you may remember we talk about in Dao De Jing Chapter 1, Lao Tzu said, the opposite complements each other. So this is a good case for it. So these two complements, they actually brings out each other. They make you, when you read the writing, see the art, and when you see the cherry blossom, it makes both feelings, you feel it more deeper, more alive together. So, like I said, we just said nothing lasts forever. So that's this experience that each moment that we have, it's a unique experience it brings to us. It's one of a kind. And each moment you experience, it will never come back in your life. So when you think of it this way, for me, I feel like I start to appreciate it. Even though sometimes the moment I see it as not as enjoyable. However, when I see it as from the angle of such a unique experience for me, and I started to appreciate that moment. And this nothing lasts forever, this truth was also being told in actually many cultures in the world. Asian, Persian, English, Jewish, all have adages that's basically telling the same thing. Nothing lasts forever, and this too shall pass. So we have just about 5 minutes left. I want to end we won't have enough time for our next sentence. So I want to end today's video with telling the story. It's not a story, it's a retelling of fable entitled Solomon's Seal by the English poet Edward Fitzgerald. You may have already know this story. In his retelling, a sultan asks King Solomon to tell him a sentence that would always be true in good times or bad. And Solomon responds, this too will pass away. When times are good, let's remember this too shall pass away, and we appreciate all the good moments a lot more. And when times are bad, let's also remember this too shall pass away, and we can become more patient and more grounded, and doesn't lose ourselves in the conflict and in the suffering of the moment. And sometimes when that happens, we are not entangled so much in the moment. Even if you're like, I really don't want it, I want it to go right now. Think about that's in a way you're very entangled with it. When you think about this too shall pass away, in a way it gave you a little distance from that moment. And you really, sometimes in that cases, you will notice that the moment, then you give it space, and it will go away. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. And next week we'll continue Dao De Jing Chapter 3. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care.